Hello, hello, hello. My name is Angel Howard. I come to you today just to give you a word of encouragement and inspiration. Many times we go through different seasons in our lives that require much prayer, much prayer. Many nights, we go through some hardships. Many days we go through so many challenges, and that's just the way life is set up in all of our lives, regardless of if you are rich, poor. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter what race you are, what gender you are. You're going to go through some things, no matter the age, no matter what position and condition you are in at this moment. And I just want to bring some words of encouragement to you that, like, whatever you're praying about, if you have a relationship with God, if you are a new Christian walking in faith, if you are someone that is acknowledge God in your life, but you just don't go to church, or you just don't, this word is for you as well. This word basically is for everybody. Anyone who believes in the Lord and Savior and believes that God is a restorer and He's a redeemer. And I'm just here to tell you that you can make it. You can make every storm. Just one thing for sure is to always guard your heart. And, when you've been broken in the past, in your life, things that have happened to you in your past that you didn't deserve to go through. You did not deserve to deal with what you had to face. But the way life came, it came really hard for you. And maybe you are in a process of healing right now. Maybe you're trying to better yourself at this moment and not look and live in the past, because we're not supposed to live in our past. We're supposed to live in our present. But sometimes things and people can try to put you in that moment of your past that you once left behind. And things can come up to try to bring or represent what used to really affect you and what used to cause great pain upon you, to remind you of where your past, of what you did, of whatever. But do not allow that to affect you. Do not allow anyone to take away your healing. Do not allow anyone to take away your breakthrough. Do not allow anyone to speak things against you or to speak things into your spirit. Do not accept it. Do not receive it, because those things words they say, sticks and stones may break your bones, but names, words, may never hurt you. Well, they can hurt you. Words do hurt. Words hurt very much. And anytime you're going through something and people ridicule you or they misunderstand you, you might be trying to express yourself and people misunderstand you, and you get called out your name, or just whatever it is. It is very demeaning to the spirit. It is really, really, those words can just burn deep down in your heart. But what is most important is to guard your heart. Do not allow anybody or anyone or anything to grieve your heart or take your joy. Do not allow it. They cannot steal your joy unless you allow it. And see, I want to share something with you. The word says in Proverbs 4:23, it says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Everything that we deal with, we think about it, and then it flows into that heart. And that is your heart. That's a powerful, powerful thing within our soul, deep down in our soul, because it's the thing that can contaminate us inside, holding on to past hurts, unforgiveness, undermining, jealousy, hurt, things that you never got healed from, but you're yet pretending that you've been healed from it, or you're desensitized from it, you're numb from it, and you can't even feel the hurt anymore. And when you can't feel the hurt anymore, that's not good, because if you can't feel hurt, you can't feel God's peace. But I'm here to tell you that God is here for you, and he is always going to be here for you, but you have to submit yourself to God. But going back to that verse again, and it really touched me today. It says, for they affect all that we are. All of our affections that's from our heart, it affects us from day to day. What people say, and that's why you have to guard your spirit. You cannot allow what people say to you and make that your truth. That is just their opinion. It is not true. It is not true. God, whatever God says is true, not what people say. I don't care if it's a relative or a friend, a coworker or a boss. I don't care who it is. What they're saying, they're not God. They have opinions because guess what? We're human. We're not perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. So they're opinions. No one knows your heart. No one knows what you're going through. No one knows what you're facing, because it's their opinion. They don't see what you feel. They only see the outer part, and they only know what they feel. And you can only meet a person according to their own perception. So they may never understand you, because if they only have one perception of seeing things, they may not ever understand what you're feeling. So they're going to say whatever they believe, and it's not the truth. It's not even a fact. It's just an opinion. So avoid dishonest speech and pretentious words. Don't accept it in your heart. Don't even accept it. Avoid it. You don't have to come around people that, you know, that's not even really for your well-being. You know, you don't have to come around that. If they really do not want to be in your life, you don't have to force your way, and you don't have to impose yourself, and you don't have to beg anybody to like you or love you. You don't. But pay attention to the welfare of your innermost being, for from it flows the wellspring of life. So you have to pay attention to your surroundings so that you can protect yourself and avoid a situation. You have to be very, you have to use wisdom. And this is coming from the book of Proverbs. The book of Proverbs speaks about wisdom, being wise. God gives us wisdom to protect ourselves. And if we know how we are made up, and if we know what causes pain, and we know certain things that trigger things, and we know that we have been made new in God and transformed, and we just know not to put ourselves back into those environments. You know, we know not to even put ourselves in a situation, because a lot of things we do is self-inflicted. A lot of times we're not being blessed because it's our own self-infliction, not the enemy. It's not always the enemy. Sometimes it's us. It's ourself. We have to face it. Okay? And, you know, you have to be free from using perverse words. Do not allow anybody to provoke you to the anger that could cause you to sin, and to say something or do something that is really not appropriate at all, and it's definitely not godly. Do not allow anyone that has the intention to provoke you to anger. Don't put yourself in that position. You have to love from a distance. Be free from using the perverse words, no matter what. You have to free yourself. And you can love people, but you cannot. That don't mean you have to put yourself in their way all the time. You can love them with all your heart. And I tell you, you have to continue. You have to love. There's no doubt about it. You got to love. But you do not have to put yourself in their space. And don't force yourself on anybody who doesn't want you around, or don't. And especially when you've tried to make amends with people, and you trying to do the right thing by them, and you can get you can tell that the person is very much not, they don't care about you. They don't care about you. And if you know that it's going to spark something that's not good, do not put your position, don't put yourself in that position, because this is going to be a setup. So, you have to watch where you're going in life. You have to watch your journey. God gives us discernment. God gives us things in our spirit. And a lot of times we don't want to really accept it, but the truth hurts. So God has to allow us to feel the truth in order to understand the real truth, but and always continue to have that love, continue to have that joy that God gives you every day, because it's being renewed every day. And that peace without understanding, God is going to give that to you, but you got to continue to diligently seek God. But set your gaze on the path before you, and with a fixed purpose, looking straight ahead. Ignore life's distractions. Ignore those things that come against you. Ignore the signs that you see that is not of God to come against you, because the enemy is main plan is to kill, steal, and to destroy relationships, marriages, family, and to destroy your mind if you allow him. Know the devices. Know that the devices is not people. Your enemy is not people. Your enemy is the spirit that causes people to come against you. It is with the enemy, not the people. But you have people that allow the enemy to get within them that come against you. So do not allow yourself to get in that position if you know that that's how the people act. And if you know that's their character. People really need deliverance, and it's just, you just got to continue to keep them in your prayers. But continue to watch where you're going. Stick to the path of truth, and the road will be safe and smooth before you. Don't allow yourself to be sidetracked. Don't allow anybody to sidetrack you. Not at all. And not even for a moment. Take the detour that leads. Do not allow them to let you take the detour that leads to darkness, because if you've been in darkness, you don't want to go back to it. That's for sure. So do not allow anybody to put you back where you were once healed from. Do not allow anybody to take your joy, to steal your joy from you, to grieve your spirit. Do not allow them to even get that close where they can grieve your spirit. When that happens, it's time to leave. It's time to go. It's time to move out of that environment. It is not for you. It is not conducive for you. It's going to either make you stronger or weaker. And if you feel that you've prayed and done all you can do, you don't have to put yourself through that position. God is not going to put you in a position. He sometimes will put you in a position to make you stronger, but he's not going to put you in a position that's going to always be bad. He's going to give you enough wisdom to know you need to go and get out of that position, or he's going to allow something to happen where you will not have to be in that position or around that person, because once again, God is love. God is love. So make a decision to guard your heart. Guard your heart, because you know yourself better than anybody, but God knows you better. And he wouldn't have put that in the book of Proverbs if it wasn't meant for you to guard your heart. And that is to protect yourself from the things around in this life, because it will contaminate you, and it will cause bitterness, resentment, and all kinds of contamination in your soul. So the best thing is to do not allow anybody to take you there. It is the grace of God that keeps us. It is the strength. The joy of the Lord is our strength. And without that joy, where would we be? Because when happiness runs out, that's when joy kicks in. And it kicks in like a generator. It just keeps flowing even when the storm is hitting hard. The joy of the Lord continues to be your strength. So make that decision. We were all born to look like our parents, but we will die looking like our decisions. And do not allow bad decisions to make that a part of your life and the end of your life. So God bless you. I hope you've been encouraged. If you like my video, please hit the like button. And as always, please subscribe and share. Love you and be blessed and have a wonderful day.